In this lecture, we will learn about the writing statements. So, a statement can be declared of a variable, so an expression that evaluates the value, or it can be a definition of a type. So, a statement may also be control structure to affect the flow of the execution throughout your code. So a statement ends with a semicolon here. Other than that, there are a few rules about how to format statements. So you can even use a semicolon on its own, and this is called a null statement. So a null statement does nothing here, as you can see here. So having too many semicolons is usually banning. So let's write an expression, example expression for it. So an expression is a sequence of operators and operands, variable or literals, so that result in some value. So for example, let's write some statements here. For example, integer e semicolon. We created integer integer type variable, and let's e equals 6 multiplied by 7. And answer is, this is the comment, answer is 69, no, 42. So here on the right side, this is an expression, and the assignment here, this is the assignment from E to the left side to the semicolon on the right is a statement. So every expression is either LVALUE or an RVALUE. So you are most likely to see these keywords used in other descriptions. So in effect, the LVALUE is an expression that refers to some memory location. So items on the left side, items on the left-hand side of an assignment must be LVALUEs. So, however, an LVALUE can appear on the left or right-hand side of an assignment. So all variables are LVALUEs. So, and RVALUE here, RVALUE is a temporary item that does not exist longer than the expression that uses it. So it will have a value but cannot have a value assigned to it. So it can only exist on the right hand side of an assignment. So literals are values. So for example, literals are values. So let's go right here. As you can see, this is the clearest example of the RVALUEs and LVALUEs here. So as you can see here in second line, in the 10th line, in this line, E here is an LVALUE, and expression 6 multiplied by 7 results in RVALUE. So for actually, let me write in here. E is an LVALUE. Is LVALUE, and 6 multiplied by 7 is RVALUE. This is RVALUE because of it exists in memory only once. So, and we are assigning RVALUE to LVALUE here. So this is an RVALUE here, as you can see here. But if we so actually let me print these functions here. Printf actually let's use cout here. Cout std cout here, std cout e and end line, and std end line. Here, let's compile this, and as you can see here, we got the 42 value. So we return the 42 as a value. So let's try a following example here. For example, 6. Let's first write 6 multiplied by 1 and then assign it to e. So 6 multiplied by 1, 6 multiplied by 7, and equals e. So as you can see here, we got an error because we cannot assign a L value to R value here. So as you can see here, we got an error, failed. Let's see what is error, what is our error. As you can see here, when we do this, we got an error like L value required as left operand of assignment. So C++ compiler tells us why we got an error. So I'm gonna comment this. So we will do more examples about it, and I don't wanna get confused by these errors. So then I'm commenting this line, because now it's not a code anymore, it's just a comment. So when we run this, we got our program is working again. So let's copy this and error here, and we wrote error on the comment side. So if you want to try this in your computer, you can delete this code and actually, so you can delete this code and run this program and compile. As you can see here, we got the same error, a value required as left operand of assignment. So I hope this is pretty understandable here. So broadly speaking, an expression becomes a statement by when you append a semicolon. So for example, let's try the following example. 42, just a 42 and semicolon, and std sqrt here 2. As you can see here, we need to add our import function sqrt, as you can see here. CMath complex and var. So I think it's a CMath. As you can see here, we added our CMath library into our C program, and when we run this application, it has the same output because we didn't print anything on the screen. So as you can see, we got just an only print function here that prints E and nothing else. So this is the first line is here. The first line is an R value of 42, but since it is temporary, it has no effect. So a C++ compiler will optimize it away. So the second line here, as you can see here, the second line calls the standard library function to calculate the square root of 2. Actually, let me write it here. Root of 2. So again, the result is an R value and the value is not used. So the compiler will optimize this away. However, it illustrates that the function can be called without using its return value, although it is not the case with the std squared here. So many functions have a lasting effect other than their return value. Indeed, the whole point of a function is usually to do something, and return value is often used merely to indicate if the function was successful. So often developers assume that a function will succeed and ignore the return value. Actually, here we got to learn about L values and R values, so you can test these statements and codes in your own computer. Actually, so that's it. That's this lecture, and in the next lecture we're gonna learn the comma operator. So I'm waiting you in the next lecture.